Wunderbar, rein da.
First champion select delivered by Uber Eats of Summer for LCS. Let's get it going.
All right, we can see FlyQuest choosing the blue side, LYON choosing last pick. As we've got Poppy and Nocturne banned out by Fly. LYON gonna go ahead, remove the.
Heute außerdem letzter Tag oder bis.
Good time at MSI with no lock. Let's keep that rolling.
Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna see a lot of. Teams not willing to let the.
Letzter Tag für den Staffelrabatt.
Very strong.
Bei More, by the way, für die Zero-Ups. Morgen um 10 Uhr ist vorbei. Und Inspired muss Sachen erledigen, daheim in Polen. Dementsprechend 2 bis 3 Wochen nicht da.
Like I said, I think the meta was already quite good. You know, for Saint. So I want to see what FlyQuest can do here, because from the FlyQuest point of view, they're coming from, you know, some practice in Korea as well. And this may be one of their best opportunities to try and get a win versus LYON. You know,
So, wer Infield mit Kamel?
Inspired, this would be the perfect time to strike. And they're going to continue on with the Mage's trend.
Wer wird infeeden mit Kamel?
Quite possibly for the bottom lane. You know, there is always the flexibility of being able to rotate it, but you're pretty sure that is going to be a Ziggs plus either like a Camille or some sort of roaming support.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, so far this split, there's been 53 Ziggs games bought, only one mid lane.
In allgemein ist der Restock für morgen.
The third split globally.
Yeah.
That is including, you know, tier 2 as well, because we haven't gotten that far into the season yet, so there's not that much data. But it is going to be Camille taken away on the other side, as well as that Jarvan. So a lot of engage being grabbed here early on from LYON.
LYON infeedet mit Kamel. Super. Leona oder Shen, beides
Plus
funktioniert.
the Cataclysm making easy targets for the combo with the Mega Inferno Bomb. LYON looking to take some of the bite out of the explosives there from the Ziggs, but FlyQuest is going to respond. They're going to put Griffin on Lee Sin. For the type of player, for the type of personality that Griffin is, I feel like an early game playmaking, skirmishing type of champ like Lee really fits the bill.
And Lee is just a good pick into Jarvan, so it's a nice response to seeing the answers from LYON here with so much mobility.
Endlose, danke für den 6 Cent.
Quite easy for Lee Sin to deal with the EQ combo.
Ich bin ausverkauft, kannst du ja durchgucken. Du hast noch Zeit bis morgen um 10.
And then the Leona answer into the Camille too. We've seen a lot of this when the Camille in lane tries to go for these plays. The Leona is
Mag die First Free von FlyQuest schon mehr.
focus down the Camille, lock her down.
Inspired frei nicht in Command werden? Nee, es gibt ja gute Chat-Interaktion.
Guaranteed damage there. Plus, then your roaming is fairly effective as well once you can get to your ultimate. And you can pair up with a very mobile jungler like Lee Sin. So honestly, I think the responses from both sides have been quite good here in the first 3 picks.
Yeah, agreed. I mean, I really started at MSI preferring the lanes that were drafted to actually attack Camille instead of Camille's partner, because they just seemed so much more effective. You know, Camille hookshots in, Leona goes on him, you're way tanking.
MK wieder aufs Maul bekommen, ja.
Very
Sind horrible.
difficult. And then it becomes a game of kind of matching roams.
Morgen Battle der Bastarde.
As much
MK
as
gegen
this
Vitality.
is about as standard gets for junglers throughout League's history, it is the first professional game that Griffin will have ever played. So we will see how he does, because this is a champion that I always see as being really strong when you're incredible at it, and being pretty trash when you're average at it, even at the pro level. So I'm kind of excited to see.
Mit Fopak-Link bekommt man fast alles. Ja, passt auf, ich zeig's euch. Ihr braucht keinen Fopak-Link. Ihr könnt euch den selber erstellen. Morgen zum Beispiel. Restock, Protein, Iced Coffee, okay? Was macht ihr? Ihr geht auf die Seite von den Sachen, die ihr wollt, okay? Also wenn ihr sehen wollt, was Restock ist, dann schaut ihr im allgemeinen Chat bei mir im Discord, scrollt ein bisschen hoch, da habe ich die ganze Aktion gepostet. Hier. Ihr müsst nur ein bisschen hoch, da seht ihr die ganze Aktion. Dann geht ihr auf die Seite, schaut, was ihr wollt. Klickt hier drauf, schaut dann auf hier Coming Soon, bei beispielsweise Hazelnut Krispy Kreme. Dann geht ihr hier auf die 500 Gramm Portion, wo Coming Soon steht. Klickt auf in den Warenkorb legen. Und dann ist er hier drinnen, okay? Dann packt ihr alle Sachen, die ihr haben wollt, in euren Warenkorb rein, packt dann schon meinen Code rein. Und dann morgen um 11 Uhr, sobald die Sachen live sind, könnt ihr direkt zur Kasse gehen.
Whether it is an ADTF or a TF mid that's going to be roaming, they're just trying to stay safe.
Ja, so macht ihr das. Ja, morgen kommen hier Riegel werden restockt.
I'm gonna guess that it is currently
Persönliche Favorites, Blue, White Chocolate, Blueberry Cheesecake und hier Strawberry Cream. Die sind lecker und Milk Chocolate Coconut auch, aber ihr müsst ja die jeweiligen Dinger Sachen mögen. Ja, könnt ihr reinpacken, in den Warenkorb legen und dann direkt um 11 Uhr. Gibt es Mojito-Geschmack auch? Gibt es bei Zero-Ups, ja. Nicht bei Zero, doch, gibt es bei Zero-Ups auch, actually. Gibt es bei Zero-Ups auch.
Especially for Fearless here. Take up that Akali for later on.
Ja.
It's going to be great. I'd also say say, you know, as much as
hier Mojito gibt's, glaube ich, sogar wirklich. Warte, es gibt auf jeden Fall Kaipi gibt's, einen Hugo gibt's, einen Caipirinha. Da, Granada für Mojito gibt's. Und die schmecken auch wirklich anscheinend danach, also, ja.
And I mean, especially for a player who was known for his hyper carries, his stuff like the Zeri.
Ja, das ist Ding.
This current twisting of the meta for the mages in bottom lane, it's one of those types of instances of the game similar to melee assassins mid, where if you have a player who can't play it, your team is now at a massive disadvantage because it's just the strongest way to play.
Ich hasse diesen Lion-Draft bisher.
Showing that, yeah, he can manage to check that box. Great.
Cassio Botten oder was machten wir hier?
And Mbessa, two powerful divers here on the FlyQuest side with Lee, Akali and Mbessa.
Ja, also macht euch euren eigenen Vorpacklink quasi.
Very careful here in this one as the final
LeBlanc Mitte, okay.
Lion side will be LeBlanc for Saint.
So it is going to be Cassio bot, and yeah, the chains there, you know, with LeBlanc, you can reveal the Akali in the Shroud, try to lock him down, try to burst them down. A good ganking jungler alongside that Jarvan. You know, you have that power of the LeBlanc and the Jarvan. I would be very surprised if this is actually a LeBlanc bot. I feel like they're messing with us.
They have until, what, it's 20 seconds.
20 seconds.
Wer ist Ameo? Oldschool LCS-Spieler. Oldschool LCS-Spieler.
So whatever a third of the
this
bar.
Would shock me.
It's getting close. Oh, they're not messing around.
A third of the bar. Is it gonna
they're going to swap. I don't believe it.
Let's see. Hold on, I don't know where the bar has to be.
Yeah, where's the
like
20 seconds?
It got down to the last two champions, man. I feel like this is the end of the bar. Okay.
You want the LeBlanc into the Akali. FlyQuest are also having a little fun with it there too. You see them swapping. All right, fine. What about Akali bottom? Nah, everybody puts the guns down. Yeah. Everybody calm down.
The coaches pulled out the guns. that's what happened.
You better trade that champion.
I trade that champion right now.
We have had some issues with the cutoff for trading.
Yes,
so no messing around with that 20-second rule. And we'll get into our first game here. Back for summer in the LCS feels good.
I am so
Ameo ist doch Grid, ganz genau.
Going up against Lion. Lion, of course, going to be down some of that special sauce that has made them such a powerful contender because they don't have Inspired. But Kobe, you already mentioned how Doak was saying, no, everybody else is ready to take up some of that Inspired mantle, work together as a team, despite the fact that they're running a substitute jungler. But man, they're up against a FlyQuest team that is hungry. This is a squad that's been building up throughout the whole year, talking about how, yeah, we've got a young roster.
So, ich pack's nochmal die Aktion für morgen in allgemein rein.
Well, now you have an opportunity to play against one of your top contenders for one of those world spots when they are in a weakened state, not having their star player. For FlyQuest, this is as good as it's going to get, and they need to strike true.
Let's go.
Get onto the rift for the first time here in Summer Split for LCS 2026.
Okay, so Saint here with the counter pick, with the LeBlanc in mid lane, with the chain and with the ignite.
Meinst du morgen? Ja, morgen 11 Uhr.
Bottom side though is going to be our first bit of damage.
Macht man Go auch Teil dann.
Attack plus a hook shot. It doesn't do a whole lot. Okay.
Dann wären nur meine Soßen dabei. Ja, Trüffel Mayo und Teriyaki sind beide komplett insane. Big Recommendation bei die beiden Soßen. Big Recommendation. Hat heute noch coole Eis. W's.
Both of them, right? Because they just enchant the foot or the shield, whichever one makes the contact. All right, so just looking across the board, everything looks pretty standard here. Teleport advantage, though, decidedly in the favor of FlyQuest, as both Quad and Masu are running the TPs, while Saint has Ignite and Berserker has Cleanse.
Yeah, Berserker going to be taking Cleanse, obviously a lot of CC there. Also just interesting that he's going to be playing Conqueror, he's not playing Deathfire Touch, so he is going to be playing more for that sustain, stacking that up. So if they do have any extended rates, that can be quite powerful. And you know, you're looking over at the other side.
Ja, da musst du wohl die Riegel probieren, mein Freund. Was satisfied. Machst du nix.
Yeah, I actually like this a lot for a bottom lane, especially because with the 2v2, you have you know, multiple targets and the double melee supports. And as they continue to go for some of these trades here.
Ooh, Quad in serious danger, caught up by the chains. Ignite still ticking, flash away from the FlyQuest mid laner. One more auto attack may have sealed his fate there, and he does not want to risk it. So Ignite from Saint traded for the flash of Quad.
Yeah, I think that Q was almost back up for Saint, so for sure he could have gone for flash Q auto and finished him off, so he had to early flash. But this was LYON returning from MSI, taking down #1 seeds from a bunch of different regions. They 3-0 Furia, they 3-0 Seer Whales, and they're going to get first blood here as well.
From 3-0s into 2v2s, Berserker going wants another one, Berserker!
Oh mein Gott.
He got too thirsty
Oh
for
mein
an
Gott.
execution, so he doesn't even truly get punished. LYON.
Oh, no, 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 no. Es fängt schon wieder an.
That's how he got his name, Flowers.
Yeah, that was a
You
berserk
go
one for
berserk.
sure.
He went berserk under the
Seeing
tower.
red.
My man is just yelling, "Witness me!"
He's trying to chase him down. Got hyped up. And let's take another look at how it starts. So Isles, once again, goes for the initiation, and the long E from Cryogen takes him into his own death.
Yeah, and I mean, you're just not that tanky on the LYON. He didn't have his W skilled yet, right? So he goes back in. The hook shot into that Q from the Casio guarantees it, and Berserker knows he's trolling a little bit, but still, the wave was good. The kill is good.
They were hovering over a lot of mages and champions. They could be played bottom lane in Champ Select. It takes a while though to learn all the thresholds.
Ja, keine Ahnung, wieder kein Damage bekommen.
Lethals here, and see if you actually have enough speed to chase him down. So still feeling it out, but yeah, execute.
Man, Quad is just not having a fun time here in this mid lane head-to-head. You saw Saint take a
Kennt man Ameo? Ja, ist Grick. Oldschool LCS-Spieler. Ace-Dank für den 29. Dankeschön. Oh, der wird geknallt. Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott. Er ist halt so worth it.
One for one thanks to the turret, but now back in the mid lane, Isles has to get away from Griffin. The Lee Sin going in for another kill. Wants to try to give FlyQuest the advantage here, and the resonating strike finds its target. Griffin ties up the game.
All right, the jungler versus support matchup here goes the way of Griffin, not necessarily a fair.
So, aber jetzt mal schauen. Also die Sache ist, die sind halt immer noch sehr gut, right? Die Frage ist ja nur... Oh mein Gott, Masse, du bist gestört. Was hast du da gerade gemacht? Was hat Masu gerade gemacht?
I love it. Everybody's back and we're limit testing. Everybody's hands checking each other. And the Saint one, by the way, was super worth it. That mid lane dive they did.
Wow, was hast du gerade gemacht, Masu?
At the tower. So he did not
Mach's gut,
hesitate to
Ethan.
flash and push Quad even further back. But
Ja, die Frage ist also, die fighten sehr viel, ne? Was passiert im Midgame ohne den CEO? Das ist die große Frage.
All right, the ganks just keep coming. Gakko's stunned up by the hook shot. Dokla going in. Gakko's flashing back underneath the turret as Armeo wanted to help make it a three-man play, but instead he's going to be found in the enemy jungle as Griffin and Cryogen coming around looking to turn things back on the Jarvan. Armeo down to 350 HP. Not quite enough damage to kill him just yet, but Griffin finally gets it.
Oh mein Gott, Griffin kommt raus.
Something more. Meganar finds a target onto Cryogen, and a level 3 Leona will not survive the burst from the LeBlanc. It's a one-for-one trade when the dust settles up here in the top side, but down in bottom lane, Berserker is still going after Masu. Another noxious blast. The wave built up in favor of Berserker, ready to crash that one in.
Yeah, really good plays here from LYON, just pressing across the map. Even though Armeo dies, top lane play still good. And, oh, Masu. Oh,
Masu wird sogar, wow, er wird, oh mein Gott, er wird gebullied. Ach du großer Gott.
He's calibrating, he's got it downloaded.
the first one was just a
Großer Gott.
We're gonna have a fight over Crab too.
Humiliation-Ritual da unten.
Is already down, so the fighting will have a little bit of a break just for now. But Berserker's just been destroying on bottom side. For Masu at the Ziggs side of the matchup, you want to keep your range. You only want to try and CS and get very small little bits of poke damage. Casio, when Berserker closes the distance, he's got the speed on you now with the poison already there and just murders him.
I mean, one of the really difficult things is people think about, okay, Ziggs, well, yeah, you just stand back and you wave clear. But when you get this far behind, he stands in between you and the wave. And if you're using your bouncing bombs for last hitting, well, guess what's going to happen? You're going to push that wave away from yourself.
That's what's going to happen here on the top side as Gakko's tries to get away, but Dokla goes in for one more auto attack. And with his Camille sharpened freshly from the whetstone of MSI, finds another play.
Das ist crazy, oder nicht?
So, LYON's strategy.
Die werden komplett gerollt.
Not here is just to everybody fight all the time.
Ja, legit, also die sind permanent fighten.
And then we won't really notice the jungle because everybody's going for skirmishes and they're pressing it.
And look at the CS advantage that opened up. It was actually pretty close before that, but the wave was so bad for Gakkos, and he died with no TP, and that is the nightmare scenario for top lane. When you get ganked, wave pushing away, then it gets crashed, and the wave is just going to reset and push towards Dokla again. You're down.
Warte, ist Lava für Support oder was? Ja, ist es. Also ist wirklich.
I mean, we've got 9 kills in 7 minutes.
Machst du bist aber auch wirklich einfach horrible. Machst du da.
One more Twin Fang would have done it. Mega Inferno Bomb flying out just to try to thin the wave out a little bit here. But it is bad news for FlyQuest in the bottom lane and honestly across the whole Rift.
Kann man so gehandelt werden die ganze Zeit.
Yeah, I mean, we know Berserker so much.
Gab's viele Roster-Changes in der Nähe. Dignitas hat eine neue Top-Lane. C9 hat jetzt 7-Mann-Roster mit Low-Key auf Mitte noch extra und Tactical auf ADC extra. Shopify hat Zeyzal.
You still get the extra item slot and the extra gold, and it is
Das Geist hat 30 jetzt voll bis Ende des Jahres.
And they're going to rotate him all the way up to the mid lane fairly early for these grubs, and you can see that FlyQuest are keeping
Das ist es, glaube ich.
on bottom side, so I would assume they're giving it, even though he does have teleport.
Okay, you do have a lot of FlyQuest players hanging around here. They're certainly thinking about it at the very least, but they took too long to think because Lion's already got the grubs.
Yeah, and now you have all these losing lanes, and now you gave over 3 grubs to Lion, who is already getting pushed in all these lanes. That is going to make things even harder. And Berserker being this fed, Cassio is so strong into melee-heavy combinations like this. If you can't one-shot the Cassio, you're playing 4 melee champions into Miasma, into Petrifying Gaze, into all of these difficult abilities to deal
Und
with.
jetzt auch wieder ein E-Sports-Recap.
Just take over a game like this.
Ja,
The movement of
aber
so
uncut.
many of these champions on the side of FlyQuest. I will say they've got
ich hab's mir vorgenommen, eins aufzunehmen, ja.
0 in teleports to the advantage of FlyQuest, but they've just been losing so much health in all these skirmishes really early that they have not used these map movements. And Lion, that was a really good one. They just had Dokla up by the grubs, and then as soon as the wave is crashing bottom lane, he uses his teleport. They only have the 1 on their team, but they made it very, very successful.
Don't really need the extra TPs when you keep killing the other team. They're just TPing back to lane. They're not doing anything else with it.
All right, well, we've got to find some sort of a way for FlyQuest to come back in here. 1,000 gold lead for Dokla, 1,000 gold lead for Berserker. Yeah, Griffin's got his own little bit of a gold lead, but it's just because he's the beneficiary of 2 out of 3 of the kills here for the team. This Lee Sin is going to have to get to work, making some plays and stopping Lion from continuing to just play this so aggressively.
Yeah, I mean, we talked a lot about, the jungle matchup, and people are obviously very focused on the fact that Inspired's going to be here. Armeo's just kind of been chilling, farming. He's got 1 assist, hasn't really been involved in anything. His team is just running over the game across the map here, winning all 3 lanes. That is the jungler's dream. You're just chilling.
Yep, it's like, wow, I've done a great job. Look at how good all my lanes are doing.
You ask your laners, okay, who doesn't have flashes now? Unfortunately, now with this little cooldown in the fighting, everybody does have their flashes, and so that's going to put some more pressure on this dragon as we're going to see the rotation over. Isles here, going to be able to sweep out the vision. And they're so mobile here. Saint getting a good chunk very early.
Bleibt mir jetzt bei, also, no joke, ich glaube, die enjoyen diese 3 Wochen, bis der Diktator zurück ist, wird einfach Permafight, oder nicht? Einfach mal machen. So, einfach mal machen. In 3 Wochen ist der Diktator zurück und sagt denen, die sollen aufhören zu fighten.
The beneficiary of that is
Passt.
level 9 for Berserker. We can see he's already level 9, and Masu's still level 7. He's about to hit 8, but that's a full level lead.
30 CS auf Top Lane. Holy shit.
So much solo XP. This Cassio is really getting accelerated.
Okay, Griffin goes.
Oh mein Gott.
Execution, though it misses.
Ihr habt mies Aids, guys.
Line up the ulti where Griffin found the Dragon's Rage, so Dokla's able to get away for now.
Oh, ihr seid, oh mein Gott, Humiliation-Ritual.
Nearly kills them both off. A blunder from FlyQuest as Dokla's about to transform into Mega Gnar.
Und beide tot. Humiliation-Ritual.
Immediately send it in. Armeo's grabbing the kill on Gakko's Griffin trying to get away.
Horrible flash from Griffin.
But Cryogen is trapped. Isles still looking, seeing maybe if there's something else they can do. Meanwhile, it's Saint jumping in over the wall with the distortion, and Griffin's out of the picture. FlyQuest tried, FlyQuest died, and it's Lion counting up the bodies.
Hey, Big Dokes can stand up and say, if you come at the king, you best not miss. But Gakko's missed. It was not the exact distance that you get kicked there with Lee Sin. It was a little bit to the side on the Ambessa ult. Dokla gives him the emote and then deals out like a couple thousand damage as he's kiting them back into the turret. So here's the kick.
War zweiter LCS Series Stomp.
Right here, and it's just a slightly off there for Gakkos. Doesn't quite get the exact distance. And then Doko, look how much damage he's doing. And the key part is the rotation from the team. Whenever you're getting ganks like that, you're making time and you're trying to deal enough damage to set up kills for your team when they can return. And it's not just these two either. Saint there through the jungle. You can see the LeBlanc coming to pick up another one.
Yeah, and Griffin looking a little bit frustrated there. It is definitely slipping away from them pretty quickly here in this first game. And again, this was kind of an expected FlyQuest win because LYON has had this brutal schedule, because LYON is missing their big star in Inspired, who is not only the best jungler in the league, but is also shot calling everything. So it's definitely a tough start here for FlyQuest.
I hope we get some listen-ins on the Lions comms because LYON themselves put out a lot on their YouTube. And I always like when we hear, Saint and Dokla and stuff yelling and bantering back and forth. So now that there's a little bit more room, I want to see what this game is like too. Since it's also been so action-packed, you know it's going to be a funny one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. It was also fun. Saint tweeted out that he actually wanted to jungle for Inspired, but they couldn't find a mid laner. So he wanted to be the jungler. He wanted to be Inspired. They're looking for Gatkos though. And this is tough. I mean, they're just getting pushed in every single lane, trying to get...
Was hat deine Situation so heftig? Oh. Junge, die sind so am Infeeden, ohne Witz. Die sind so am Infeeden, das ist nicht normal. Ja, ich glaube, der hat Flash getan wahrscheinlich.
The solo laners from FlyQuest trying to defend here at these tier 1s, but with Quad's smoke having already been used, he knows it's so dangerous to try to stay underneath this tier 1 turret. Saint continues putting the pressure on in top side at the same time. As Gatkos jumps in, just clears out the waves. Saint staying safe, has Isles right beside him. Dokla's gonna get everything but the last plate here on that top side turret. And it's just more and more and more for LYON.
I mean, the craziest thing is they're up almost 5K and they don't even have first tower gold yet, right? So they're going to be able to cash in on that almost guaranteed as well.
I mean, rarely in LCS do we have the objective bounties this early. They can turn on it.
Junge, Stimminute 14.
14 minutes. LYON have done the slamming already, so let's see.
The slamming?
The slamming has occurred. Now let's see.
You heard the man, Flowers.
All right,
Did he stutter?
Observers, could you pan over the bottom lane tier 1 turret for me real quick? That stupid ward is in the way on the mini-map. The other one, I want to see if there's any plates taken on the LYON side turret, because first turret was acquired. Okay,
the baby plate.
One single plate from the bottom lane turret is the only thing FlyQuest has got this entire game.
And I will say, that baby plate sometimes just gets taken by minions.
Yeah,
it's
a pity plate.
It's
like when you're playing video games with your kid brother and you give him the controller, it's not even connected. He thinks he's in the game.
Well, they can mash that button as much as they want. The character ain't gonna jump, because right now it's LYON, the only ones making any decisions here on Summoner's Rift. 5,500 gold ahead, 15 minutes in. They got themselves the grubs. They got the first dragon. They got the Herald now. Next dragon's going to spawn in 15 seconds. FlyQuest is trying to set up around the area. Griffin at least should be able to take this Scuttle Crab before LYON can do anything about it. But I don't see LYON just letting FlyQuest do that.
Hey.
Time to remind people that LYON are top 3 team in the world
there you go.
now.
Yes, sir.
So they're looking like it.
Facts.
Even after all the
straight facts. Bestes Team im Westen.
Coming back here and bringing in Armeo. Armeo, yeah, he didn't have to get super active early on, but he still had a good EQ flash play on the bottom side down there. And yeah, he may be a little rusty. He may have been playing, top lane and stuff. But he's doing just fine, just great in this.
Well, I mean, honestly, when you're in a game and all your lanes are winning, you just need to not mess it up, right? You don't need to do anything crazy. Exactly. Show up to the objectives, play with your strong members. You don't need to get fancy here, no matter who you are. You have been gifted this position where all the lanes are winning. Doka's now 2.6K ahead. He is ridiculously strong. And Berserker is going to be a problem too, so it's like you have to kill Berserker somehow, but you have to fight through.
Think cardless.
Okay, da wird auch jemand in Game 2 dropped.
He's less than impressed with the performance so far this game.
LYON also, Griffin jumps in over the wall to potentially steal the dragon. Normally you see teams like Sin's ability to do that. They're just like, nah, we're not going to stop DPS, not slow DPS, just burn it down. We don't care about this guy. There is absolutely no concern in the LYON ranks for anything that FlyQuest can do right now.
Yeah. I mean, Armeo is like, I need a little excitement now. Let's do a
Let's flip it.
Let's do a fight, nice fight here real quick. But 6K gold this early on into the game is pretty tough to deal with. So with the Rift Herald, they're going to be able to open up mid lane as well. Man. This is the last of the outer defenses that FlyQuest currently have, and it's not going to last too long.
6K is bad, but 7K is worse, Mr. Kobe, and it's going to get closer and closer to that as the Herald makes its charge. They do manage to stop it from taking the entirety of the turret. Scryer's trinket placed down over the wall, immediately cleared out by Saint. Dokla jumps in for the Mega Gnar, immediately wallop, boulder toss, the whole combo thrown at Quadzakali. He hides in the smoke to stay alive, but with 1/3 HP left, he is not...
Wie können die so geknallt werden? No joke.
Yeah, I mean, Dokla, that was a huge amount of damage, and forcing out the Akali ultimate, like jumping on Akali when she's trying to rotate to your lane like that, and just taking away the cooldown that everybody fears in the game. I mean, that does not bode well for your comeback potential, because FlyQuest, they have to build their comeback slowly, and you need burst damage to do that, because you have to focus on getting a bounty off of, you know, this LYON team. And yeah, it's rank 2 ulti, so it's not like the end of the world, super long cooldown, but you know, one less tool for the
Also Masse wird so gemockt. Jedes Mal, wenn die beiden AD Carries auf einem Screen zeigen, der wird Masse einfach gemockt ohne Ende. Und kein Skillshot treffend.
Maybe some tools that they don't have.
Maybe some tools. Yeah, maybe a 6 player that they can get in there.
Ja, jeder. Oh mein Gott.
Masu stays alive for just a moment, and it's the Locket of the Iron Solari from Cryogen, the shield, barely enough to keep his carry standing. But Masu's Ziggs might as well be invisible this game. 0, 2, and 0 has not been able to accomplish a whole lot of anything. Isles immediately popping the hook shot right back into Gakgos as the top laner is nearly instantly killed with Saint's burst. Nobody dies on either side, but for FlyQuest, man, this is so scary.
I mean, I like Saint's movement, but here we go.
Nice play. There we go. That's what you guys are talking about. If you want to get back into the game, it's a long road, and it comes from picks. That kind of a pick right there. Cryogen with the Solar Flare, followed up with a public execution. Yes, it's only the enemy support, but everything's a good thing if you can get something here for FlyQuest.
Oh no, we see him. Lee here.
Okay.
He showed.
I mean, we can go for his bot camps too here.
Yeah. It's not bad. Okay, I'm gonna get my camps. Oh, I missed out. Okay. Cancelled.
I cancelled.
Oh.
I cancelled them.
No flash. He's a little bit.
Macken lang für den vierten.
You know, they are all filling in and making.
Der wollte auch kurz bisschen 5 HP abziehen, ne? Ich sehe schon.
You know, LYON definitely still on point.
Okay, Saint jumps in.
Mann, können wir aufhören, so geknallt zu werden, ey.
Of his HP.
Ui.
Hopping in, forces the flash from the Leona back over the wall to safety. Another summoner spell down for FlyQuest just to survive.
Yeah, it's very interesting as well that Saint is actually going Cosmic Drive. Not something that I really ever see. It's almost always, you know, from fed positions like this, going in for Shadow Flame and more flat pen. But it does give him, you know, a little bit more survivability, a little bit more mobility to kind of dodge in and out against all these melees.
And I have been very impressed with his range and with his movement so far in the game. It does seem like he's making the most of it.
Ekelhaft, ne? Über die Wand wehen.
For a lot of these tethers, as we have Dokla.
Oh boy, yep, Masu immediately in some danger, tries to get on the right angle.
Hat der Carry auf Midwaves oder was?
Wants to jump over the wall into the safety of the chickens. But no chickens will be found. It's LYON, the ones eating good. The Zig's dead again. The punish onto Masu. How dare he step out close to the midpoint of the map as Dokla just goes right back to stealing away camp. If Griffin tries to fight over this big Krug, he may just die. The kick away onto Isles.
Ach du Scheiße. Gangbang.
Dokla gets the kill, and Griffin doesn't even get the Krug.
Dude. Dokla is an absolute monster, man. Yeah. This guy is a beast. He's taking your Krug, he's taking your life, he's 2v1ing people.
He's not done.
Ja, Gangbang.
And Dokla getting another kill. The jungle is not even safe. He was 5 yards away from his base walls, and Cryogen just died.
Yeah, those are Dokla's base walls. he's taking that too. My man's up almost 4K at this point. And I thought this was going to be a game about Berserker after the early stages. I thought it was going to be about the Cassio, how you can't solve that problem. But Dokla is just running around, killing everyone. No one can threaten him.
Ooh,
Jesus.
Right there, Saint grabs another one, killing spree on
Ach du Scheiße.
Tries to catch up to LeBlanc, but it just ain't gonna happen because here comes a TP. Big Dokla
Let's go
back down into the bottom lane, and Quad has got to be careful. Dokla has the shield from the empowered teleport. He's got his Sterix plus a Negatron cloak. Quad has no chance of being able to kill this Gnar, mini form or not.
Certainly not. Yeah, I would run the other way. They're gonna run away from the dragon.
Inspired muss was in Polen erledigen.
Good job, keep collecting those.
2 bis 3 Wochen.
Big Dokes also, I interviewed him before this match, and he was very respectful, ranked Gakko's top 2 top laners in the LCS. I guess now we know who the top 1 top laner Dokla might rate in the LCS is. Because he is an absolute monster. And I always also give extra honors to top laners that, you know, survive ganks. And we saw, you know, him get kills for his team by avoiding the gank. Well, also helped that they didn't perfectly chain their, you know, kick into Mbessa ultimate. But still, putting out the damage and drawing them in and avoiding dying at all this game while accruing such a massive lead.
That's why I always like playing games with Azael, because Azael will get ganked by 4 people all game long, won't die to it except every now and then. I won't help him at all.
I was about to say, brother, I like you gassing me up, but you are lying. I die to every jungler.
No, you can die. But to be fair, you're getting 4v1. Your jungler don't help you. That's okay. I'm the jungler. I know.
He doesn't complain about it that much.
Yeah. No, it's great.
Yeah. I don't die that often, and I don't complain that much.
Yeah, exactly.
Now we're back in the realm of reality.
We're having a great time. It's fantastic. It's a Baron at 23
Also, das ist also, die wurden halt in jeder Lane geknallt, ne? Jede Lane plus Jungle geknallt, also Jungle actually nicht geknallt.
Lead, right? This is totally comebackable.
Yeah,
I mean, compared to the average top laner, they do complain a lot. So
there you go.
With just
exactly.
a single gank.
I'm on the right side of history. You know?
are.
Yeah, you've got like another 9,000 complaints before you hit top laner average. Like, you're fine, man.
Oh, man.
You could definitely crash out a couple of Flex Q games. It would be like, yeah, it's all good, bro.
It's all cool.
Yeah.
You've earned those.
Understandable.
You built that up, you know? It's like you save it up. Like
Yeah,
re-rolls in area. You
yeah.
crash outs for top lane. You get one every once in a while.
You've got them banked at this
Now
point.
Every 3 times you play against a Vayne, you are obligated to crash out at least once.
Now I'm looking forward to Azael's next crash out now. It's going to be epic.
This will be...
He's building it up. Yeah.
They made the announcement that the classic Go for Lols are happening soon. So there you go. You could play some classic Go for Lols, crash out a little bit, have a top lane experience. Masu's having a mid lane experience right now. Saint just continues jumping forward, being as aggressive as possible on this.
Die machen so Meter nah, also wie sie auch aggressiv pushen, das ist so geil.
More frequent with all the ability haste that he can constantly go in
Wow.
for these plays. Gakkos' public executions have not been good this game, and Berserker ought to just be able to outplay him and slay him here. As
Junge, die werden so gemobbt. GG.
Keeps himself alive, getting away from Sonic Wave. Dokla still hanging on down here. Everything FlyQuest tries, it's just not enough. They're too far behind in the game. Gakkos dies up in the top lane. Dokla survives down in the bot side jungle, and the LYON pressure continues. They've still got this Baron for another minute and a half.
Yeah, I mean, Berserker just chases him down so easily. As soon as the ult misses, the Rylai's slows are just never going to end. Every Noxious Blast he hits, he gets the move speed, you get slowed down, and it's an easy chase down there as LYON. This one is just not even close. It doesn't feel like FlyQuest have been able to even find plays to attempt because LYON are constantly in their jungle on both sides of the map. They see everything that they are doing, and it feels like it is only a matter of time before LYON take this first game.
I'm feeling pretty good about our power rankings because at the beginning of the day, the producers were like, oh, just so you know, these are going to be regular season, so we're taking into account that our mail is going to be sub for LYON. And I was like, I'll leave LYON at first place. You know, we'll see how it goes. And it looks like they are staying there.
It's looking good.
It does.
Yours is looking a lot better than mine. I have FlyQuest above them. That's
Wir spielen in der AZB, wir sind für LYON eigentlich.
okay.
You know,
Also Inspired ist nicht da, das ist mein Lieblingsspieler. Aber wir sind trotzdem für Inspired.
Yeah.
There's not much,
There's not a whole lot in the game.
it's definitely React content now.
Okay, well, let's see if FlyQuest can react to the push from LYON, because honestly, if LYON gets a clean engage here, they should just be able to end this game very, very soon. 13,000 gold lead. They're at Soul Point. Saint jumps in, flashes back away. The Solar Flare aimed at the Distortion return point would have potentially given FlyQuest an angle to try to engage on the fed LYON mid laner, but Saint avoiding that, feeling good for now.
Also ich habe mit Woche, ja.
To wrap around through this left side flank, but the mid lane's here.
Ja, aber er macht keinen schlechten Eindruck. Ich meine, er farmt die DR, macht, was er machen muss. Er farmt die Jakes, er farmt die Grubbies.
Not gonna find a target there with the E over the wall. Comes Gakkos.
Ja.
Execution. It's not gonna do a whole lot here just yet, but Saint is finally
Bang,
getting
bang.
shut down by Masu, but FlyQuest health bars are just melting. Even when they finally get something, LYON gets more. Quad gets a shutdown. Berserker finally dies.
GG.
But Dokla's ready with a mop and bucket to clean him up. FlyQuest
Casper, ich habe keine Ahnung.
a couple of kills, but they lose 4 in the process. Gakkos teleporting to the Nexus turrets just for the shield to try to defend, but he's here in a 1v3. Isles goes in for the hook shot. Armeo's ready to follow up with the EQ combo. Isles still staying alive. Dokla needs a little bit more damage, and he should be able to find it. One more boulder toss ain't gonna get the mark, but the crunch does. Ace for Dokla. That is a
Habe ich nicht erwartet.
Game 1 from LYON.
Habe ich nicht erwartet.
Maintaining their form from MSI and trashing FlyQuest here in this first one.
LYON are picking up right where they left off in the LCS, and that is in first place. They're the only undefeated single-game victory team in summer.
You love to see it. It's a hell of a stat, sir. Go ahead and let us know. Who is your player of the game? Spam the chat right now. Let us know.
Berserker wahrscheinlich.
Honestly, this is a tougher one than a lot of the games might be because Berserker had really good performance, Saint had really good performance, Dokla obviously had a really good performance, Isles was all over the map, and Armeo, for a guy who's subbing in, who hasn't played for a while, who's been playing top lane, there were no big weaknesses there. He did what he needed to do. Lounge, how do you feel about that one?
Big dose!
Yeah!
Are we really surprised? Top 3 team in the world is able to do this to FlyQuest. That was...
Raz is probably pretty glad he flip-flopped.
Yeah.
Let me further flip-flop into a 2-0.
We're doing backflips now.
We're doing
leapfrogging over it.
There's a lot of flips.
There is something incredible about Inspired always telling them to play slow and go towards their win conditions. And then as soon as the substitute teacher is there...
Ja, no joke, jetzt ist 100% so. Die haben jetzt so lange Spaß, bis er zurück ist.
Put on a video.
Paper airplanes, spitballs.
Everyone was crazy. They're just turret diving them in every lane.
Insane. It was amazing. That early play from Berserker where he just dies to turret to try to get the second kill onto Masu.
Yeah, it was very clear that the entirety...
Look at this stuff!
This was ridiculous. It was a non-stop. And so they were testing Armeo as a substitute teacher. Oh, you have a soft voice. You're not authoritative. We're going in.
No one's there to tell us no. Before this one, Berserker actually executed himself on the enemy turret. It ended up being a really good play because the minions he denied, but look, turret dives in every single lane.
Yeah, and one thing I did really like is because Berserker didn't clean up that kill on Tommasu, as you already mentioned. Jat did die to turret, but if the wave was still in a good spot, he was in such a great position. Isles then immediately spread his influence top. They're diving every tier 1. I asked the stats team to look up because I wanted to see how bloody they were.
Inspire kann sich davon inspirieren lassen. Inspire wird zurückkommen, dann wird er ihnen sagen, ihr hört jetzt sofort auf zu fighten. Das wird sich nicht ändern, Guys.
As you see, it's insane markup on the combined. It went from 2 to 9.
4.5 times increase.
Yeah, and then 5.14 to 14.
The biggest surprise there is the at 8 minutes one. Because, like, you talk about Inspired always saying, let's slow it down, let's slow it down. So the 14 minutes, you know, 5.14 kills per minute, or per minute at that part. Like, man, that early game, that is the difference. That is how aggressive this LYON decided to pull up. And it was every single lane. It was Isles all over the map, like we already highlighted. And that support performance. I know I voted for Dokla.
Das heißt, die Woche verpasst. Ja, Armeo Last Minute Substitute.
But shout out to Isles for helping everybody.
Last Minute Substitute.
Isles was everywhere. Dokla, I think, well-deserved player of the game, but Isles definitely helped him out. Going top, what was it, Emily, like 3 times in the first 7 minutes?
Yeah, something like that.
Crazy.
It was crazy. He
still hit level 6 a minute ahead of Cryogen. I went back and checked the tape. Isles got it at like 12 minutes 30. Cryogen got it at 13:30. And Cryogen was just trying to catch up to Isles the whole game. So shout out to Isles, but Dokla, very insane Gnar performance.
Yeah, they're big chilling. Something to me has changed about Dokla's Gnar, because he had a couple insane Gnar games at MSI as well. They blind pick it here against Gakkos, who is a very good laner.
Second best in the league, according to Dokla.
These are massive gaps he's creating in lane, but then more so once he has a small advantage, how well he's transitioning it to the rest of the game has been really impressive. I've never seen him play Gnar as well as he's played in the last month, but he's
krank wahrscheinlich, ja, kann sein.
Of amazing performances now on Gnar. So my theory is something has
70.
changed with that, and he's not.
Metabolismus.
I want to shout him out. He's been insane on Gnar.
So our producer Manny actually just asked a question of does this, because Dokla said that Gakkos was the top 2 top laner, and since he just gapped him, does that make Dokla the #1 top laner?
I mean, we never asked him who #1 was.
We never asked him who #1 was. Yeah,
never did.
Didn't follow up on that, unfortunately.
Subtext.
All right, so Raz, most correct so far, most likely to be correct.
Well done. You want to double down? Is it a 2-0 now, Raz?
Still could bounce back, though. We don't know. Are you going to double down?
2-0.
2-0 from Raz.
2-0.
As we head to break, let's take a look at our comms replay, connected by AT&T and voted on by Chad.
I can jump on mid. Look, come.
Okay, no flash. I have EQ in 2, but
I can maybe look at Lee Sin too.
Okay, look at Lee. Run Lee here, guys. Yo, Akali is going there. Nothing. Leona is coming to top. Break, sorry.
Yeah, go crab. Hey, go Krug, come.
Okay. Yeah,
He just did it.
He
He
Okay. He will probably smite this. Look it. He's rolling.
I got him. Nice.
Yo, Akali missing.
Can we do it now?
New addition on the Rift here today. Emily, is the Telluride just the obvious pick?
Well, Flowers, we're looking at a turbo hybrid powertrain. That's already a problem for the rest of the Rift.
And a 30-inch panoramic display too? That is unfair control.
Guys, all-wheel drive with terrain mode? No shot anyone's catching this.
Yeah, this seems completely OP.
No debate. This first pick, we have to lock it in. Now!
A Kia Telluride Turbo Hybrid. Pick it before your opponents do.
Jacob vor dem ist Schalke laut Sky. Sag mal Schalke. Sag mal. Dunn und Faith werden abfeuern.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Rich in the ground before Dub can even get there. In time to try to knock out. As Impact gets burst.
Dum.
Get fed. Scan the QR code for deals only on Uber Eats.
Ja, das sieht Birne doch schon. Ja, heute Ding das gegen Sentinels, das zweite, da erwarten wir ein 2-0 Sentinels. Ja, ich echt erwarte, dass das Flycos heute gewinnt, ne? Also, mal sehen. Wieso ein Inspired? Der hat IRL-Sachen zu erledigen in Polen. Wird 2 bis 3 Wochen nicht zur Verfügung stehen.
They want to fight mid. They're gonna go mid. Okay. They TP.
Okay.
6 flash.
Look front. Akali is here. Look me.
Yeah, I will.
아, 걸러공을 써버리면. 이거 된? 고반.
That is a dominating game 1 from LYON, maintaining their form from MSI and trashing FlyQuest here in this first one.
So he's a resident Unk. I'm here to educate you on some of the old items in League, though you guys have to guess what they're named. Okay, first item.
I forgot.
Lantern.
Rigas
It has a
Lantern.
name in front of it. Do you guys know this?
No, in curve, you call only lanterns, I don't know.
Starts with a W.
Wandering lantern.
No.
Junge.
Whispering lantern.
Oh, you're getting closer.
Wistful lantern. Willowful lantern.
Wriggles lantern? Wriggles lantern?
Wriggles.
Wriggles lantern.
Oh, Mikhail's.
Very good. That was
I got it
easy. Okay, this one.
Oh, I know this old jungle item. It was AoE like smite.
Wait, Monster, you didn't play that season, right?
I did, but I don't remember this.
Wait, Kako doesn't have everything.
Right. Rangers Trailblazer. Athene's Unholy Grail. Yeah.
Wow.
Bang!
Very good.
Pink ward.
Guys,
Sidestone.
we got a color here.
Ruby Sidestone.
No, keep going.
Burgundy. Crimson. Red.
Burgundy.
It is the birth month stone for May, I want to say.
How am I supposed to know that?
What does that mean?
Sapphire. Ruby.
Ruby. There we go.
Oh, Ruby. ZZ Rock. Portal. ZZ Rock. Portal. Fucking Trick 2G, bro. Trick 2G. You know the accent that was, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Ninja Tabby.
Das sind so ADHD, dieses Team ist so ADHD-coded.
Shard, something shard. Shard.
Omni.
When you ulti, is it ult? No,
Omen-Zerstörer.
I used to build this with ZZ Rock. Give us a hit.
What does it start with? Oh.
Oracles. Omwrecker. Omwrecker.
Very good. Very good. And that's it. Congrats, guys. League Classic. Let's go.
Down.
Welcome back to LCS Opening Week presented by MasterCard. It's best of threes, it's single round robin for our regular season. So this is the showdown between FlyQuest and LYON to get it all kicked off. But this showdown, well, it wasn't much of a show in game number 1. It was more of a beating. LYON owning everything across the map, winning in all their lanes, constantly hands checking their opponents and coming out on top. It was a dominating victory over FlyQuest in the first game, so FlyQuest have got to bounce back here in the second.
Yeah,
So, wie machen wir's?
lane is going to have to bounce back, so I mean,
Gangbang vorbei oder nicht?
Switch up the champion select, but it's going to come down to play better.
Yeah, straight up. I mean, you can't have 3 losing lanes and expect to win against a team of this caliber. It's just not going to happen. All of their laners were losing, and the plays that LYON made just worked out so much better. This game snowballed out of control very, very quickly. So we'll see if
Start and Draft.
shrug it off, mentally reset, and lock back in here for the second game.
All right, FlyQuest choosing last pick, LYON choosing blue side. So let's go ahead and see how it shakes out. Important to note that even though FlyQuest chose last pick, LYON is still choosing to ban the lockout for themselves, which means they do not want to prioritize it as a first pick option. They will also ban out the Galio, while Nocturne and Ezreal...
Die gewinnen ohne Inspired, ja. Jeder wurde gegangbankt.
Also
will ich 3 Winning Lanes.
So maybe not invest too
They
much
probably
time.
don't even know what he does. I have his abilities pulled up here on this monitor just in case somebody picks him. I don't know what they are.
He throws nails and then he autos you for all of your life.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
The grenade is just for style.
Yeah, that's for the executing style.
Auto attacks you when you're dead.
You can pick that up later too if you want. And anyways, we'll wait until we actually get him into the game. But let's focus right back down here because the Ezreal band here.
Was ist morgen erste LPL Series?
Ezreal are kind of the 2 most.
NIP vs LNG. Boah, kann sein, Stream geht an und ich gehe nochmal eine halbe Stunde Powernappen oder so.
Of bot lane champion.
Also, nur Liebe.
Followed up with the Seraphine ban as well to kind of block Ashe Seraphine.
So Jace and Ori are the 2 kind of conspicuously absent from the ban list in my mind. You know, with the addition of the Galio and the Seraphine. So we'll see, you know, is it just going to be a first pick Jace here for Dokla? And what angle do they want to go with this? Because it feels like I was trying to kind of think through, you know, what the Galio ban would be setting up for, which that was the one that I wasn't as sure about, because normally you see that as an...
Für BLGA? Nein, ich bin schon da. Morgen vielleicht erste Map einen kleinen Powernappy. Einen kleinen feinen Powernappy. Mal schauen. Schauen, wie viel HP ich morgen früh hab. Wie lange der Laden heute hier geht. 0:30 Uhr Finish und wir sind, würde ich so am Chillen.
Nerflock again. Get him.
He's probably going to need a couple of those couple taps to knock him down.
Junge, Jokler Jace. Verpiss dich aus meinem Leben.
Locked in, but instead of the Orianna, it will be that Syndra that you mentioned in the previous champion select. Azale has been becoming more popular as a bottom laner too.
Yeah, exactly. It has been getting played bottom lane quite a bit, mid lane quite a bit. So it does have a lot of plays, you know, globally around the world. 40 mid lane and 19 bot lane so far this split. So
okay, so 2/3 split.
Exactly. But definitely could be going either way. And both teams looking like they are going to pass up on that Orianna for now. I thought it would have been the Orianna alongside that Vi, really get that engaged. But of course, you can do similar things with the Syndra, setting up with the Scout of the Week or following up on that Vi ult with Scout of the Week and trying to burst someone down.
And then this response from LYON is good because it works either way. Even if you rotate Syndra bottom.
Nee, es ist Big Dokes.
Just try and scale into pretty much anything. You can scale. You'll have pretty good range, pretty good wave clear. Look to scale up and get some stacks yourself. And then they're getting Armeo onto Xin, which is a very good matchup in Divide, especially early on, and does allow your jungler a lot more authority too. So if they've got some solid lanes to play around again, then the Xin does get to kind of dictate some of the early attempts.
Yeah, absolutely does. And I always feel like Xin works well into champions like Syndra, where the Syndra wants to try to move in and follow up, and it's difficult to get past him with that crescent guard. Olaf gonna get grabbed those. This is Olaf top. We saw this at MSI a few times. Yep. You know, being picked as an answer into the Jace. Can be pretty hit or miss. If you can get ahead, if you can get those kills early, it really can look good. But if the Jace is able to, you know, just play Storm Raiders and avoid some of those deaths early, it can become pretty difficult.
Hat Dokes koreanische Wurf an 12 Grades? Hölle, nein.
Playing with a substitute jungler, with someone who
Full
has
American.
more top lane recently compared to his traditional jungle.
Mag die First Read von FlyQuest sehr jetzt.
Putting him on these simple, staple jungle champions like the Jarvan, like the Xin Zhao. We're not getting flashy, we're not getting crazy, we're not having you play anything that you've really got to be like dialed in to know how it works. These are just very reliable champions. I like that there for Armeo. The Olaf into the Jace matchup is very interesting. Second half of the draft coming up, though, as Vayne is the first ban from Fly.
To me, the Vayne ban shows that they still think that the top lane might not actually be picked, because there is possibilities of flexing things really around. Victor.
Also gehen wir die potenziell von Jace mit aus. Okay.
And you could try to do a cheesy counter pick into this Olaf. So I think that is their concern with this Vayne ban. I don't think you're worried about, you know, blind Vayne bot lane, that type of situation. So
usually not feared.
Exactly. So it is interesting that they are still concerned about the fact that, you know, even with Jace Victor, that top lane might not be actually picked, and that the Olaf could still get counter picked, and that is some of the power that I think LYON has, because they have a lot of flexible players. You have to be worried about all of these scenarios.
Okay, we've got the Bard banned out by LYON. They do not want to have that extra pressure onto the side lane when you're going to be playing something like a Jace. Meanwhile, on the other side, the Pyke ban from FlyQuest shows that they respect the Isles Pyke. He has earned the ban status here in this first series of Summer Split.
Yeah, I mean, he was popping off at MSI. Really big performance on the champion. So let's see, though, because this does put a little bit more question on the reveal for the bottom laners. And I want to see if we're going to continue and have 2 of 2 games have mages again, if they're actually going to rotate or not.
Haben noch Rella als Engage Support.
All right, we'll see here. FlyQuest, they know that if they lock in the AD carry or the bot laner, then that's going to give it away. Okay. But if they lock in the support, it still keeps their opponents guessing on where Syndra is going to go. So although support is normally saved for last to get the support counter matchup, since they dictate so much in lane, because of the current state of Mage's bot, they instead want to keep LYON scratching their heads on where Syndra's going.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you let them know for sure where things are going, then LYON has full info to flex things around on their 4-5 here, right? So they could put a different top laner top. They could move things around, but they don't know what the matchup is still. So that makes it a lot more difficult. It's going to be Volibear.
Es ist Jace Mitte.
Versus Olaf.
I
Ist
mean,
Matchup gut?
Like
I think that's what we're
that's a one where whoever flinches first loses.
Just got to click the other guy and stay
Close
there.
your eyes and start right
Ist
clicking.
das Matchup gut?
That's how I like to play.
If I'm the Volibear and I have Xin on my side, I'd never flinch. So if my jungler is the Xin for early, I feel like that should be LYON positive.
Zin's like your hype man.
Wieso sieht dieser Lion dort aus wie ein Stück Dreck?
That's your boy.
Bro, take that all in.
Because as long as I don't get hit with a full charge, or my Xin doesn't get hit with a full charge Wallbreaker, you know, we're gonna win that.
And post level 6, support Shen, that's gonna make you feel pretty comfy too.
Yeah, there you go. Xin for the early, and then Shen ultimate for the later. I like that.
And even early on in MSI, when Isles is Camille and Pyke, we're having a lot of fans feeling a little hesitant. His Shen was showing up from the start. I feel like Isles on the Shen, very, very powerful, especially when you consider champions like Olaf, who need a lot of auto attacks. The Spirit's Refuge can do a lot, but the final pick of the round for FlyQuest is Sylas for quad. How are we feeling about the
Sylas into Jace Mitte. Ist das human?
Xin Zhao are both huge value ultimates.
Yeah, they are really, really big. I always hate to see Sylas when I'm playing Shen, because
Ist das human?
just getting more out of this ultimate.
Hört sich komplett an Lanenbland.
Really, really powerful to steal. Volibear's whatever, Victor's kind of whatever, but I do think there's a couple good ones. Crescent Guard can be really powerful. The Stolen Stand United can be very, very powerful. And it is going to be that expected Victor bot, the Jace mid. and that volley top. And the question becomes, you know, how much are they going to flex around? Are we actually locking it in?
Was passiert da?
It's down to 20 seconds. So
looks like
es ist Jace AD Carry gegen Silas AD Carry.
Silas versus Jace as well. So the Jace went bot too. So that was actually pretty unexpected for me. I thought it was.
Was ist das?
Crazy.
This is really crazy. I think they're both kind of trying to guess where each other are going, looking for specific matchups. And at the end of the day, I don't even know if they're like, which team is happy with this? Because we're in this weird world.
Is anyone happy with it?
So I presume
Ich verstehe nicht, was hier passiert.
Happy with how it turned out because they get their Victor into Syndra just kind of scaling there, and then they also get the Jace on bottom side to with a Shen. I feel like you're threatening some good kill pressure onto the Silas down there. So the guess here, for me at least, is that LYON are decently happy with it.
That's kind of my feeling too, but I can't say I've ever watched.
Also, ich bin verwirrt.
Versus Silas RL.
You telling me you don't know this matchup, bro? Come on.
I mean, in my head, it's like Jace is poking you and getting push, and then if you all in, you get taunted potentially by Isles, and then things get really, really hard with Spirit's Refuge. Dokla is playing Ignite, Isles is playing Ignite, Cryogen's playing Ignite. It's double combat summoners across the top lane. This is going to be spicy.
I think that LYON are going to win both sides then, because if you have Ignite for Volibear, then you for sure are going to have the confidence, you know, to bully top, and your junglers are going to get pulled everywhere. Everywhere, like both sides should be volatile. Top lane as well.
Also,
should be opportunities because Silas is going to have to.
Ramon ist bald, muss Eierdinger erledigen in Polen. Also was passiert hier?
Yeah, I mean, the ghost on Olaf feels great when you're running after carry targets in team fights. Volibear's not going to run away from you. Yeah. He's just going to stand there and smack you right in the face with his big old bear claw, and then you're going to have a problem with it.
Yeah, but bear claw and bite you too.
Yeah, bear teeth too. Down here in the bottom lane, scrapping back and forth a little bit, trading blows, but honestly, nobody's doing anything wild just yet. Both junglers are starting on their respective bottom side quadrants, so they'll be pathing towards that.
Kannst mich erzählen, dass eine dieser 4 Personen jemals dieses Matchup gespielt hat? Das ist 100% ein First-Timer-Matchup. 100%. Im Leben hat das Matchup noch keiner von denen gespielt.
As we're kind of just in this crazy mode of mages are going bot, then people are like, well, what were the counter of those mages in mid lane? But I want to talk a little bit about FlyQuest, and as quote, I was talking to ThinkCard yesterday, and he was telling me at the start of the year, you know, that it was going to be a process, developing this roster, a lot of young players. They have looked at it as preparation for Summer Split, for this split. And that is where the expectations start to change for this roster. He told me point blank, they're going to Worlds. They're going to qualify. He believes that.
Nee, Pro-Start nicht unbedingt zwingend auf Bot-Side. Den sehr viel Raptors-Start.
We can see they've been getting better split over split. Lock-in was pretty rough. Last split, they were very competitive. You know, they did
sehr viel Raptors into 3-Base beispielsweise.
Would have hoped in playoffs, but still very, very
Hail of Blade 2.
So if they can continue that improvement, they can definitely make it to Worlds, but it's going to be interesting now that they actually have pressure on them. The expectation is you must succeed now, whereas the other splits were looked at, oh, you know, just get better.
Yeah, exactly. I talked to Griffin as well. It's similar sentiments, and now Griffin's face-checking into the Xin here early on. That is very good for Armeo, and he forces the flash.
Yeah, that was dire news. Meanwhile, down here in the bottom lane, Berserker under a lot of pressure, flashing away, trying to survive as Mastu chasing him underneath the turret. It's first blood back up into the Silas, making a 1-for-1 as Isles and the turret get revenge. Isles continuing to march forward, but he doesn't
aber ist, glaube ich, nicht so worth it.
Kill, so
I mean, kill for Master, aber die Wave is so bad.
Belongs to FlyQuest in game 2.
Yeah, the minions are pushing away from them, but they do have teleport. Both of them have teleported. Cancels his recall, as does Cryogen. We're going again, round 2.
Immediately trying to go in for the taunt on Damasu, but instead it's a mistake, a blunder from LYON. Isles wanted to hang around and see if they could spring a trap, but they're the ones who end up in danger as Masu and Cryogen triumph in the 2v2.
Yeah, I mean, that is crazy. Isles obviously cancels his recall because he thinks Cryogen base, and he's like, ha, we're surprising you, but Cryogen canceled his recall too.
Let's take a look, guys. They don't have, oh, well, let's see as it plays out. So this is the first one.
Yeah.
Cryogen trying to force it. And they are going to get the full combo here onto Berserker, forcing his flash, even though he does a good knockback flash.
Yeah, not the easiest thing, but Isles needs to block duck follow-up. I think if he flashes in front of that or taunts in front of that and actually blocks that, I think Berserker lives, and it's a very different 2v2. But did get taken down, and then Masu gets another kill off that re-engage they attempted on the TP, and that turns a little bit rough because now Sylas is in this position where we've seen Sylas in mid lane. It's the same principle, range versus melee. You're surviving, but once you get ahead, you can start threatening all-ins over and over and over.
Ooh, nice scout of the week from Quad as Cryogen makes the rotation over to mid lane to follow it up, provide a little bit more damage. Saint not going to use the flash, calm under the pressure.
Digga, warum? Einfach Support-Meta ist ein bisschen weird. Support-Meta ist super, super weird und deswegen wird AD-Carry-Meta ein bisschen weirder.
The Ignite Volibear here is being able to get the push out, did get the bounce back, and we've got another wraparound gank.
Yup, this is trouble for the LYON bot side duo. Remember, there's no flash available on Berserker. They are immediately going to go right in after the Jace. It's all too easy once Griffin shows up. Berserker is dead for the second time as Isles can do nothing to try to save him in the 2v3. FlyQuest having a much better early game.
Tactics, it's just bot lane tactics here, baby. You got it.
Ja, ich kann mir gut vorstellen, dass FlyQuest dieses Game einfach gewinnt, aber mal sehen.
Keep the action going. Not looking for.
Wie sollen sie mit dem Olaf später zurechtkommen, das frage ich mich.
Now they're starting up the dragon.
Yeah, you can tell they're having some laughs about it too. Quad when Berserker died is just spam pinging Jace dead again.
Well, the dragon is not going to be a legal maneuver here as Dokla jumps in after Gak goes, doesn't commit his own ult, but forces out the Ragnarok. And now that Olaf, who's been on the back foot in this matchup, well, he's on his butt at this point. There is no way for him to try to stand and fight no ulti against Volibear ready to go.
Yeah, and I believe that wave was pushing away from him too. That is a rough spot versus Volibear that has Ignite. I mean, this is why it's so popular to go for these matchups. And so you got to send reinforcements. They are sending reinforcements instantly here because Gakko's just kind of watching.
Yeah, I mean, that is always such a tough spot to be in when you're just watching minions die, but they're moving up here, lying around.
Yep, it's Armeo and Ios immediately coming in, looking to start up this fight. Armeo dropping the Crescent Guard as Dokla swoops in from the side, and Griffin's already going to be killed down in the bottom lane. Time Berserker down to 100 HP, flash over the wall coming out from Gakko.
Ja, meint, mal wieder lost.
1v1 as Quad flashes over the wall to get away from Saints. It's LYON popping off in two different places at once. Berserker with the outplay. LYON with the better skirmish in the topside river. Isles is not done yet. He's going to find the potential recall. Auto attack, shadow dash, auto attack. Isles buries Quad.
Beautiful there. He had plenty of time. Calls in the Q. He can wait for the Q to come through. Instant taunt, so there's no escape there either. And hey, let's just get Berserker more 1v1 time. I think that's the name of the game. Him versus Masu in the 1v1s have been incredible.
Das ist so crazy, dass das Game auf einmal wieder einfach just like that weg ist.
Honestly, I thought Berserker was dead. He had, I want to say 5% or less HP, but Masu is still level 5. He hit level 6.
Just like that.
Had the experience advantage. Obviously, Jace not getting some crazy ult, but you still are getting stats. You're getting additional damage from that. And he just went hammer for him and just smacked down Masu before Masu had another spell back up that would have given him the kill for sure. And now, even with those early kills that Masu got, he's down 14 CS and he's down an entire...
Ist es ein J-Spot denn? Ja.
All right. Back to the Dragon Pit. 1,000 gold lead for LYON.
Sylas gegen Berserker, Sylas gegen J-Spot Lane. Das ist mein Game.
And Masu, with his first Sylas steal here, goes for the Shen ultimate, which could be very interesting considering he also has teleport. So they have double teleports plus a stolen Shen ultimate. And Isles doesn't have his yet, and he's under attack in the pit.
Yep, that's only a level 4 Shen trying to get away here.
Yeah, guter Cancel actually.
The ulti, he was thinking if Isles tries the shadow dash over the wall, I can follow him here with a cease and desist. Isles waits though, and now he's going very far behind enemy lines. No help is coming. Quad should be able to take this kill, no problem. Goes ahead and commits the unleashed power. I don't really think the ultimate was necessary there, but Quad wanted to make sure that he got the kill and got back to lane.
Exactly.
War zu gut, die wollten ein bisschen fair machen.
Close to tower, so he's like, I'm not chasing you around, buddy.
I mean, that was really nicely done.
Boah, Masu verliert das.
Back earlier, and I thought when I looked down at that point, I thought that Masu had it for sure. Right, that looked so close. That was one auto attack away, or a W coming back up, anything, and he got it. But Berserker just has the confidence to go for the kill, makes the play happen, and that is big for Berserker.
Yeah, and it's again Berserker here, on one of these non-traditional bottom laners where he's checking the damage, and he's like, all right, I think I go back in right now. I have the burst damage. Topside though, Dokla.
Yeah, Dokla looking to get away. Commits his ulti defensively. Fine with that trade because Gakko's already used the Ragnarok here on his Olaf. So now both top laners just going to equalize back out to a no ulti state for the next minute and a half, somewhere thereabouts. And Dokla loses essentially no HP for the time of the enemy support.
Yeah, I mean, that looked very, very non-threatening, shall we say, on that all-in. But Cryogen is back, and now he doesn't have it ult this time. Let's see.
Yep, the first one didn't work, so let's try it a second time. Dokla, the focus of not only Cryogen and Gakkos, but Griffin now also ready to join the party. Dokla has no flash. There's no way out here for the Volley Bear. They give the kill over to Gakkos, and FlyQuest takes the lead in kills yet again.
Yeah, Dokla realizes he's dead, so he just focuses down the wave.
Also, ich sehe noch nicht so ganz, wie sie mit dem Olaf zurechtkommen.
They TP'd Berserker up. They've got 3 top.
Yeah, Armeo clearing out the control ward here in the tri-brush. They shouldn't be aware of Isles' positioning, I don't believe.
W to stop recalls.
Yeah, Armeo steps up when becomes lightning, stopping that recall exactly as you're saying. Cryogen and Griffin making their way up. Berserker looking to put the damage into Gakkos, kill off the Olaf, trying to get back away from the turret.
Wow, der ist deep.
As now it's a finish kill from Griffin. Berserker dies. Armeo, the weak are scattered, and the Xin Zhao falls. It's a big overcommit coming in from LYON. FlyQuest sends the whole team and crushes the attack.
Yeah, they try to pull off this dive, but Berserker pulled tower aggro. I'm not sure exactly how that happened.
Ja, zeig mal her.
The tower went straight onto him.
Ach, weil Als rausgelaufen ist, lol.
Onto him, and Cryogen is CCing him up. He flashes out over the wall, but the ulti was already buffered from the Vine, just turns it into a disaster.
Yeah, I mean, and it was, Isles had the aggro, and then he just walks out of range, and he's still attacking for Berserker, so he grabs it, and the collapse for FlyQuest, yeah, he's
Ja, weil Als rausgetrommelt ist, glaube ich.
Find him afterwards, but FlyQuest with a huge move. This is big for the series. This is big for them because they already had the Dragon. Now with 1,000 gold lead after this topside play, are going to be feeling much more confident.
So this is actually also the first bot Sylas in LCS history. It's only the second in Tier 1.
I'm not surprised at all.
Yeah, that's I believe that stat.
I believe that too, but second in all of Tier 1? That's pretty crazy. The only time it was actually played before this was Mir in the 2019 OPL, and hilariously enough, Isles was his support. So
Isles is the common denominator of these shenanigans.
Is the Sylas bot guy.
Einen Dank für den 11.
I've seen this before. Don't worry, Berserker.
Ooh, I've seen that before too. Griffin making another trip up here to the top lane. They get another kill on the Dokla's Volley Bear. Gakkos on the Olaf, closing that gold gap.
Was macht Big Dogs?
Over the wall to escape a potential play there from LYON. And we heard from the analysts at the top of the day when they were giving their thoughts about the matchup. Jat was saying that, you know, Gakkos has looked good on carries. This is a player who can perform on something that's not just a meatball here in the top side. So Griffin really
was machen sie gegen den Olaf?
To be a terror in the team fights. I like the strategy.
And when you play Olaf, you kind of have to play towards Olaf, right? Like, this champion has no fallback pattern. It has no utility. It is run at you, and either I die or you die.
You're a ball of stats.
Exactly. So you need to get this guy into a good position. He has that first item now completed. And it is going to be tough for champions like Victor and Jace potentially to survive if he can get a good angle and get in onto them with that Ragnarok up. We also know that there's potential of, you know, Rel engaging at the same time, of the Vi ult, of a Stolen Stand United to buff him up and enable him. So there are tools there for FlyQuest to turn Gakkos into a demon.
Yeah, I mean, their dive is really strong on FlyQuest, so they can continue to push aggressive.
Shen habe ich gesagt, ganz gut dagegen, oder? Gegen Olaf, ja, du kannst ihn nicht ganz stoppen, right? Und er hat halt immer noch sein True Damage auf dem E
You
drauf.
can't stop a Vi or an Olaf. Like, they literally, they can both go just immune to CC on the engages. And Masu here with the Sylas has some pretty decent ultis to steal to go for it and back them up. This play is being scouted by Vision, but they don't care.
Yep, they're just going to full send after
Mies, Steve, aber es funktioniert. Wow.
He fights as long as he can, but ultimately FlyQuest get what they came for, 11-5, 1,500 gold lead.
Und die Pikachu von Dokla, also Toplane ist auch fucked.
10 seconds until the next Dragon spawns, and the enemy carry is dead. Even as it happens.
Yeah, it's nice to see FlyQuest battling back here.
Haben wir Jungle Vibe?
Inspire. They were battling pretty well back and forth against LYON last split. They did take him down in the regular season.
Okay. They warded here. They're kind of scared. If you find Jin, it's good. Wait, can we look, guys?
You can.
I think we can go. I think we can go. I'm going. He used Q.
They can be behind. TP.
Wally TP. I think we can look to one shot and leave. Okay.
Do you guys want to fight?
We're chilling.
Okay.
Chill. They get the kill. Get back to this Dragon. I think they can defend this Dragon too. Armeo is trying to sneak it away, but he doesn't have the damage.
Yeah, this is not particularly quick with just Xin Zhao solo DPSing the Drake. Down to 3,000 HP on that one. Nice scat of the week. Dokla loses 1/3 of his HP, but still confident enough to stay here on the front line. Cryogen stepping up alongside Griffin. Now Isles going to be the target for Masu as the Sylas moves forward. Drake control.
Oh, wo ist mein Cast denn? Hey.
It's forced away, and FlyQuest will take Drake #2.
Meanwhile, top side, they're just going to push the wave out and collect the other one. So FlyQuest here really building us towards the comeback in this series. And again, their dive is so strong that there's not a lot you can do to stop about this.
Sache ist, Saint wird nicht später einen Sonjas haben, right? Aber Berserker ist halt wirklich Free-Fodder.
Guaranteed in there, and since you've got a Rel plus a Silas as well from your
Wie will Berserker hier später überleben?
You have even more engaged from a double melee bottom lane. That is so rare in competitive league, and this is one of the upsides of this FlyQuest young roster that people love watching, is how aggressive they can be when they have tools like this at their disposal.
And just the unique picks that they have the confidence to bring out. You know, Emily talked about it on the pre-show. You know, we saw Griffin obviously bringing out the Jungle Shen, the Jungle Nasus. We saw, you know, Quinn. We've seen a lot of different picks bring out that other people weren't really
gesehen. Glückwunsch. Super
and
Film.
they had the confidence to bring it out. They feel like, hey,
Also Saint hat keinen Storm Raiders. Das heißt, ich glaube, der wird da einfach runtergerannt.
In summer.
Okay, let's see who's going to be first to the Rift Herald pit. It looks like Armeo is already in there, starting that one up. Meanwhile, Dokla in some trouble up here on the top side. Unleash power, forces
was macht der Typ?
ulti out of Big Dokes. The bear nearly dead, forced to back off, and that means that Armeo can also no longer maintain the confidence to take the Herald. Meanwhile, down here in the bottom lane, it's another play coming out from FlyQuest. They find the kill onto the enemy mid laner. Back up to the top side. Armeo trying to re-engage after quad. Cryogen following up behind him, trying to protect his own mid laner. Cryogen gets through, throws back a stun to keep himself and his mid laner alive. Gakko's still putting in work in the bottom lane tier 1 as FlyQuest disengages from the top side river at the same time.
Der Diktator fehlt.
1,000 gold lead for FlyQuest. The Rift Herald restarted now by LYON, and it looks like they'll be able to claim that one. FlyQuest backs away, but
dieser Olaf wird so OP sein.
Bottom lane in trade.
Yeah, great moves from FlyQuest. Again, the bot side, you saw that dive, the double unstoppable Vi and the Olaf. You kind of feel bad for Victor, maybe you don't if you don't like the champion, but there's not a lot he could do about it. Now they're going for Isles a little bit here as well. They don't know who else is behind, and they do get
beide in Polen, muss was erledigen.
They make the dive on the side lane bot to get the kill and then get the tower afterwards, and then they can still cover with a stolen Shen ultimate from Masu the other side of the map, so they don't even lose anything on the other side of the map. Really nicely done.
All right, we're not done top side. This time, Dokla has to use his flash to get away. The ulti not available here yet.
Fix
the second unleashed power coming out from the Syndra, trying to get the kill here onto this volley bear. One more orb should be able to do it, but Dokla with a nice heal there stays alive.
Holy.
Big Dokes at 11 HP manages to survive another attempt from FlyQuest, but he's in no position to continue defending.
No way.
They're still not done. Griffin wants to commit.
Also willst du mir sagen, Momo, danke für das Ganze hier. Du willst mir also sagen, dass die es nicht hinbekommen, diese Lane-Time zu fixen, oder was? Warum lädt der Volleyball eigentlich für 10 Minuten jetzt into die Syndra rein? Ich check das nicht. Was macht der da? Was für eine Meta? Ja, das ist toll.
Was pretty well played by Dokla. Got that second hit of his W for that big heal. You can see Cryogen was trying to like kind of dance around on the range.
So, warum fixen die diese Lane-Time nicht? Was habe ich
hä? Wie dumm? I was thinking when he casted his E and he was waiting Volibear for it to come down and give him the shield. I was like, just keep running, get out of there. Like, there's no like Ezreal ult that's gonna come kill you. But then because he waited for his E to fall there, the Vi got in range and the Vi was able to chase him down at tier 2 and ends up getting the kill. I mean, that's not going to break the whole game, but it definitely is going to be
Bist du genervt von diesen ganzen Worten? Nee.
money
Ich bin genervt, wenn sie schlecht gespielt sind. Aber an sich juckt mich nicht.
Yeah, I mean, that might not break the whole game, but this might on the top side as they are massively ahead on these two unstoppable champions, right? We have the Vial, we have the Olaf ult. They're going to be flying in, and they are super fed.
Yep, and you're talking about breaking the game in the top side. I feel like the moment that really broke this game was that blundered attempted dive from LYON that FlyQuest were able to get a 4-for-1 for. That game has been FlyQuest's ever since, and it's not stopping. Dokla's still trying to escape. He gets another
Ohne Witz, was macht der da?
Griffin and Gakko's
No brain.
more than enough damage to burn through that drain tanking. While the Rift Herald is summoned up in the mid lane, that's going to take the tier 1 turret. So at least LYON's going to get something back there, but it's still FlyQuest with that 3,500 gold lead, with the first 2 Drakes. It's 10 seconds until the next one spawns. They would love to be able to move to Soul Point as Armeo, Isles, and Saint all have to try to get away. Saint is going to be the target here for Cryogen as he jumps over the gravity field, continues chasing after the Lion mid laner. Gakgos throws the axe out, but it's not going to find the target here just yet. It will not matter. There goes Saint. His prayers go unanswered, and FlyQuest are heading straight over to the Drake. They'll grab Soul Point 20 minutes into the game.
Exactly. Soul Point here now, so a massive win condition. They're already really in control of this one, just continuously putting the pressure onto Lion. And so much of the story is we're maybe going to see a little bit of a fight here.
Maybe. Cryogen continuing to walk away. Armeo and Isles, between the two of them, don't have a ton of damage, so Cryogen's fine.
A lot of the story between Lock-In and the second split was about the fact that...
Ints, or what do you guys think?
I can go top.
Yeah, I think it's best. And I want to just keep killing Victor on side, or make it really hard, at least so he can't get prio.
Victor is the line.
Victor is
Victor is
Yeah, look Victor.
He's dead,
Wait.
Keep looking, and then you can start maybe Drake.
I'll start Drake. I'll cancel CPV TPs.
Ja, die sind komplett brainless ohne ihn. Ja, da geht gar nichts.
A nice comms there from FlyQuest, but yeah, Griffin obviously really struggled when he went up against some of the big junglers in Lock-In, but second split, he was able to actually get a series win here against Inspired, and now this split, we're looking to see, you know, what is his ceiling?
And I like that he was the one calling to keep pressuring Victor too there in the comms, because that is a big way that they're going to be able to push this game forward, is make sure that this
FlyQuest war so das 4-5 beste Team.
Side lanes with his cane. And has no.
You gotta kick his ass.
Yeah, no jumps.
Aber hat ein Potenzial gezeigt.
You take the Vi, you take the Olaf, and you make sure that they are not able to have a good side lane presence there. And you make it hard for Saint to play the game. That opens up these neutral objectives for you if you can keep Lion pushed back. But we'll see if Lion can actually get that vision control for themselves. And Saint's under attack again.
Yup, he steps up. A quad is waiting in the brush. Scatter the weak collides, but here comes Isles trying to help Saint.
Saint lebt noch, oder? Geiles.
Counter-engage from Cryogen, but there's no damage ready to follow it up, so Cryo falls. Lion.
Okay.
Saint going, they get a kill.
Grace, danke für die 200 Streak.
Now Gakgos is split pushing on the other.
Und es ist der erste Start, es ist der erste Tag von
won't get anything back.
ist der erste Tag der LCS.
But Lion were setting up a bigger play. You saw them all 5 into the river going to get Baron Vision. And so
now the play continues though.
Oh mein Gott.
Target, but it's Griffin who's killed off.
FlyQuest seid ihr so schlecht.
As FlyQuest will also lose Masu. That's another 2 kills going the way of Lion. And this FlyQuest lead, this 3,500 gold advantage.
FlyQuest seid ihr so schlecht.
Disappeared like magic. Lion have the enemy jungler dead for the next 30 seconds. And Baron is right there ready for the taking. Quad is not just going to let this happen though. This Syndra sweeping around, wants to make some kind of a big play. He's got Cryogen coming up behind him. The Baron's at about 5,000 HP. Cryogen here.
Dokla, du musst einmal den Nash hitten mit deinem W. Du scheiß Freak.
Gonna be your target. Gakgos makes his way in. The Baron gonna be secured by Lion. His quad is about to die. Berserker grabbing the kill on that one as Armeo is taken low.
Junge, FlyQuest ist, also, das ist krank.
It is a slaughter, and it's FlyQuest blood stain in the river.
Never count Lion out, man. Those 2 consecutive plays.
Also, das ist krank.
Domino effect. Flowers, the comeback is real here, and it all started because they
Bevor es ins Bett kommst, da kommt noch eine Series. Da kommt noch eine Series.
Yeah, and Quad, I just felt like kind of overcommitted. He just walked right into melee range practically. A Berserker let him get the hammer form Q onto him. Berserker knocks him down, and even though Gakgos was strong, he is not strong enough to do it all on his
Glaubst du, hineinfällt zu den Worlds? Nein.
The lead is gone completely. They were down 5K. They now took Baron, wiped him off the map. They're up.
Den scheiß Versagertrupp würde ich zutrauen, dass sie es nicht schaffen.
Just like that, the game.
Wird trotzdem Ready Kill sein? Ja, ja, ja.
And I feel like the big
Bin ja 1 Uhr fertig, denke ich.
For the FlyQuest side is you gotta look at this Infernal Soul. That's gotta be your way to try to retake control over the game. But it's Dokla going after Griffin. It's Dokla grabbing a kill. FlyQuest jungler dead for the next 45 seconds. He will be alive with about 30 seconds on the clock until that soul spawns. But right now, Lion's just using the opportunity to floor it. They're going straight for the enemy base. They take down the
Junge, warte mal, Junge, Berserker ist 5000 Gold ahead, ne? Vielleicht gerade erst gesehen.
They're forcing down the tier 3 turret. Nobody on FlyQuest is able to defend
Wie
against.
zur Hölle ist das passiert?
Even got Quad up in the top side. They've got Gakgos over in mid lane.
Hat er so ein fettes Shutdown kassiert, oder was?
Split push because there's no way they can stand against Lion in a 4v5.
Oh, that was actually really close to interrupting Dokla. Yeah, they're trying to get as much as they can, but The swap in this game for like the dominance that FlyQuest have been showing, it's just crazy how quickly this turned around. And Armeo just harassing Gakkos. They have a TP coming in. They're going to try to chase him down.
Yeah, you go after him here, and even if he pops the Ragnarok to get away, he will not have Ragnarok for the Dragon fight. That's the value there. So instead, you can see Gakkos decides to spin his flash instead of his Ragnarok.
Hast du mal seinen Pass zeigen lassen? Nee, tatsächlich noch nicht.
Really have to fight for this upcoming Inferno.
Aber ich vermute mal, es ist kein europäischer.
FlyQuest tried to make the topside play onto Saint that resulted in this domino effect in this Baron play. FlyQuest were up 3,500 gold. Now they're down 3,500 gold. It's almost a 7,000 gold swing, and now one more fight
Junge, Atombomben.
could be the determining factor here. As
Das machst du, da siehst du einfach auch, dass es halt das ist ein AD-Carry. Das ist einfach ein AD-Carry, der halt Silas spielt. Was erwartest du? Was erwartest du da? Das kann doch scheiße sein.
And Masu is trying to buy time for his ult to come back up, but he actually used it on the Volibear ult and then just spent the Volibear ult because he realized that's not what I want right now. He has no TP.
He tries to go back in after Saint, lands a good chunk of damage. So Masu and Saint both going to be injured here, but it is LYON in the meantime that have earned themselves control over the objective pit, and they will claim the Infernal Drake, stalling out the soul from Fly.
Just really well done here from LYON, being able to find a way to bring this game back. It felt like it was pretty much all wrapped up here, and that one fight has changed everything.
And one of the huge stories here for LYON, and one of the tests, the fun experiment at the beginning of summer was going to be, how will they operate when they're under pressure tactically in games without Inspired? And here, when they were under tremendous pressure,
so Hunger, oh mein Gott.
They group up, they as 5 go to the Baron. Saint has a clutch.
Das wird noch so schlimm. Wenn die Streamstunden jetzt immer so lang sind, das wird, oh, ich werde so hangry sein. Oh mein Gott.
As we're approaching the later stages of the game, and now they're in a very powerful position.
It's also really
Für Köhler gab es halt 1567. So wie jeden Tag.
Chaotic games and in these chaotic moments at making the correct decision in a fast-paced game where there's lots of fights happening, where there's lots of action happening, where it's not so clear, where it's just okay.
Und wenn die Flames aber absichtlich nicht, weil die dumm sind. Es gibt keinen Grund dafür, immer einsammeln. 50 Gold pro Flamme.
LYON has talked about that as being a really big focus for them in last split and going into MSI, and I feel like we're getting to see some of that paying off here.
And now we've got a Guardian Angel for Berserker, so he's really liked the melee form of Jace, and now he can really get in there. The Jace burst damage on 4 items is very real. Armeo's got his Guardian Angel too, so we have another 7-person roster in the LCS now with 2 revives on the side of LYON. They are going to be
Zonias and a Seekers and a Locket. It's like, oh man.
The next team fight is just so heavily favored with all the extra lives now on LYON. If they could force it, like before Griffin gets his Guardian Angel, which I think they will be able to do.
I mean, it's essentially there's no way to have a fair fight against
I
can't die buttons.
Yeah, and Griffin's actually going for Death Stance tier 2. So I mean, it's going to be a 7 lives versus 5 type of situation. We'll see.
I mean, that pretty much just tells me that if you're FlyQuest, you cannot allow this next fight to get to the point where you look at each other 5v5 and then decide to take a team fight. It must start unfair, and it must start on your terms, because a fair fight is not a fair fight against double Zonias, against double GA.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely true. And I mean, Quad here is almost 16, almost has death cap, but it's hard to get good use.
Okay, that almost was what they needed. They got the flash out of Isles, so that's something.
It is something, but I mean, Berserker's getting a lot of poke too.
Oh, they're flanking.
They're making.
Okay. Is this what they want? Isles again could be your target. Nice scatter the weak there from Quad. Finds half of the HP on the Victor. Meanwhile, Isles back.
Oh, Nash Spawn, warte mal, die müssen Nash tanken.
Stolen away by Masu. They want to go in. They've already found the LYON support. Now Dokla trying to get a kill back. Quad's under reliance.
Was machen die?
Has to try to get himself away. Cryogen burning down in the backside of the Baron pit here at the same time. Stand United looking to keep him alive, but Dokla's already got the kill. Nice shot coming in.
Gakkos hat kein Flash, by the way. Oh mein Gott, das ist Humiliation Ritual. Nein, 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 Saint. Er dappt auf seinem Korps. Griffin ist auch noch am Tod am Verbrennen. Oh mein, Humiliation Ritual.
Berserker on the Jace. He turns it around, he outplays it.
Die haben CP, Bot, dann ist Games over, oder nicht? Ne, ist nicht over. Damit. Woher kommen die 5 Kaufjets? Ich habe keine Ahnung.
Nee,
wir nehmen keine Ritter.
That was a wild fight that starts out with everyone chasing Isles into the pit.
Yeah, Isles did a really good job of holding his Shadow Dash for so long, buying a ton of time, made them commit a lot of resources to go onto him, and then Dokla here, I didn't think there was any way he was killing Quad when he had to use the stasis early. Look at this stolen Stand United. That's like 2,000 damage that he burst through from Masu's ult, and LYON are on the Baron here. Masu's back trying to keep him off.
Yeah, Masu stealing away the Xin Zhao ulti, tries to jump in, make some sort of a play. Big abduct, hits Berserker, but where's the rest of the follow-up? The Baron already secured by Armeo. Cryogen makes his way into the pit. They're going to find Guardian Angel #1. Isles is already down. Armeo trying to fight here for the 1v3, but Berserker resurrects. Now going to be knocked down for
Junge, was passiert da?
Masu and Cryogen in the 2v1 against Armeo.
Was passiert da? Diese Jungle-Rolle, ha?
Gotta get away, because Big Dokes has arrived. He's got
Es ist die Jungle-Roll.
and Cryogen falls, but now Griffin is showed up. Masu wants to jump right
Was
back
passiert? Junge, ne.
over. Gakos joins the fray, and Dokla takes a ton of damage. Goes golden for a second, tries to keep
Wo ist Inspired?
the ulti, but he won't be able to
Bring ihn sofort zurück.
Saints under pressure. Griffin diving into
Was machen die?
the mid laner as the resurrection comes through, but Griffin is already dead. Masu continuing to chase now with a stolen Arcane Storm. Another
Oh mein Gott, Armeo.
Armeo
Armeo, Loki, no joke, er ist am Smurfen. Armeo ist legit am Smurfen. Oh mein Gott. Oh mein Gott, er ist legit am Smurfen.
Armeo turns around, and LYON get the ace.
This is the LCS, baby! What a series to kick it off!
No joke, also Armeo spielt es wirklich gut.
Back and forth, 43 kills in 30 minutes here.
Oh my god, this fight! Let's take a look at it. Masu goes in with the Xin ult. He's trying to focus down and take out Berserker, who does have a GA, as does Armeo, and so they have to start getting through these lives. But then look at the rift right now. Volibear is heading over immediately, so Dokla's gonna arrive, and then you also have a revive and a teleport coming from Saint too to keep the party going.
Exactly, it just kept going, and then the Olaf respawns, he TPs in, Saint is trying to keep him away, but Griffin arrives, and they just constantly are throwing themselves into these fights time and time and time again.
Gut gekreidet, die Olaf-Ulti.
We're not done. Hold on. Saint's going to get dove now by Griffin. Going in after
Oh mein Gott.
but he can't find the kill.
Das sind solche Animals.
Should now just turn into a grave for the Rel. He has no
So
damage
geil, aber
but he can make enough.
ich liebe Permafighten.
Blast going for the extra escape. Accelerated shock blast. Continuing to chip away at the health bars of FlyQuest. LYON. Now again, they have stopped the
Armeo's Rookie. Nein, Bruder, der spielt schon ewig.
8,000 gold lead. They're barreling through the tier 3 turret here in the mid lane while the inhibitor is already exposed in the bottom side. It's a 5v3 here for the next 25 seconds. LYON wants to end this game and make it a clean 2-0 series to kick off summer against FlyQuest. And they're poised to do just that. Bottom lane inhibitor about to crumble, and the full 5-man press comes out from LYON. First Nexus turret already down. Cryogen tries to go in,
Krank.
mount the defense, but it will not do a thing.
Krank, das Game zu verlieren, wow.
As he tries to dive towards the carries, Masu's the last man standing, and he too will fall. It was a back and forth.
Also, du, es war sehr unterhaltsam. Es war mies unterhaltsam.
Prevails and clean sweep
GG.
2-0 to start off summer.
Wow, what
Das war sehr unterhaltsam.
back for LYON in that game.
2-0 ohne Inspire, das ist krass.
Facing like a 4,000